You are welcome to the Don's Consult, where we simplify chemistry and make it as simple as it could be. We know that WAEC is past and NECO exams is here. And in a few days' time, you will be writing the NECO exams chemistry practicals. And of course, we know that there will be qualitative and quantitative analysis. In this video, I'm going to give you predictions that are very, very accurate on what you'll be doing in the qualitative analysis. And of course, information reaching me is that we are going to be testing on copper sulfate, but we don't know if it's going to be anhydrous or hydrated. So it could be copper sulfate and it could be hydrated like this. So whatever it is, I'm going to give analysis that will spell out all of this. So I indulge you to listen as I make the explanations and for you to have what you need to take. I'm going to give analysis for this and for all of this. All right. So whatever you are asked from this, my predictions today, most of you that have been following me, you know that my predictions is always very, very, very on point. Nothing less than 98%. And of course, if this is your first time of meeting with the Don's Consult, I will indulge you to please subscribe and for you to have other videos that will be coming for the titration, which will be coming in a few hours. And of course, with this study and at the end of the exam, you will know that Don's Consult is where you should be. And for our new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for remaining with us. Please share this channel with your friends and colleagues, and let's see how we grow together. All right. Now, this is the analysis I have for you. Take a look. I will be explaining them one after the other. All right. Take a look. Have you seen it? All right, let's go. We don't know which of the salts will come, either hydrated or anhydrous. Whatever that comes, let's have it. The first thing you must always test is the physical appearance of the salt. All right, so that's what I mean by physical appearance. That should be your test. Either you are asked or not. It's good you have it so I can have extra mark for yourself. All right. Now, look at my observation. There are two observations I made here. It's either we have blue crystalline solid, or we have white crystalline solid. Now, if it is hydrated, that's where I have the inference. When you see blue crystalline solid, the inference will be presence of hydrated copper sulfate, because the one that has pentahydrate, they are blue in color, but the one that's ordinary copper sulfate will be white crystalline. So if you observe white crystalline solid, just write presence of copper 2 salts. I hope you understand that. We don't know what is coming. This is a prediction. All right. If it is blue, then there's presence of hydrated, and if it is white, then it is presence of copper 2 salt. That means this one have no hydration. Hope you understand that. All right. The next thing, we don't know. They may ask you to dissolve it in water. If you are asked to dissolve in water, then we know we are talking about this, the CuSO4. All right. If it's to be dissolved in water, then possibly it is CuSO4. And if that being the case, you dissolve in distilled water, what you are going to observe is that salt will dissolve in water. And when it dissolves, that means it dissolves, is soluble in water. All right, so you write soluble in water, and you write dissolves readily to give a blue solution. And what is that? That is a soluble salt present. Okay. All right. Now you could also be asked, because we know that heat is involved, you could be asked to heat up the sample. If you are asked to heat up the sample, then it is possibly that they are asking you for the hydrated copper 2 salts. All right. So if you are to heat, what you are going to observe, if it is hydrated copper 2 salt, you are going to observe blue crystallines that turns white. The blue crystallines that was observed here will turn white. And when it turns white, you are going to observe very carefully on the tip of your test tube. You see that there will be water droplet observed on the cooler part of the test tube. What does that mean? That's the inference, which means water of crystallization was present and was lost on heating, because those ones that you saw on your test tube are the water of crystallization taken away. So you say water of crystallization present and was lost on heating. All right. Now, let's assume this wasn't there and this one was there. Whatever it is, if you have dissolved it in water, they will be asked to divide into portions. So that's why I say solution. That's from 2 above, from here, if this is what came out. So you'll be asked to mix with sodium hydroxide in drops. Solution, maybe first portion, however you may have it, plus sodium hydroxide in drops, either first or second. Whenever they say you should either first, second, or third, if it is to be sodium hydroxide in drops, what are you going to observe? You are going to observe a blue precipitate formed. A blue precipitate formed. And what does that mean? It means copper 2 plus present. Alright, copper 2 plus present. And they will say, then in SS, make sure you don't write them together in the same line so that your reporting will fetch you good mark. So you come to the next line and say, then in SS. Then in SS, what do you observe? The insoluble, okay, that same precipitate will not dissolve. The precipitate will not dissolve. And when it doesn't dissolve, that means the insoluble, the precipitate, the salt is still insoluble in excess sodium hydroxide. So you write insoluble in excess sodium hydroxide, which still confirms the presence of what? Presence of copper 2 plus. So you write copper 2 plus present. Should they go ahead, because we know they say source of heat, should they go ahead to say all this mixture plus heat? They could say strong heat or light heat or warm or whatever. If they say heat and you heat up, you observe, critically you will see that the blue precipitate will turn black. It will be turning from blue to deep blue, then to black. Okay, when you see that coloration or the observation, that confirms the presence of copper 2 plus. So you write copper 2 plus confirmed. All right. So should there be second portion? Of course, there will be. So, and you are asked to mix with aqueous ammonia in drops. Aqueous ammonia in drops. You are going to observe a pale blue precipitate formed. Pale blue precipitate formed, and that still confirms the presence of what? Copper 2 plus. So you write copper 2 plus present. And then in SS, that from here to SS, that you pour more of dilute aqueous ammonia in SS. And what would you observe? You will now observe that precipitate will dissolve. You say precipitate dissolves to give a deep blue solution or deep blue coloration or whatever you can put. I said precipitate dissolves to give a deep blue solution, and that confirms the presence of copper 2 plus. So you put that under your inference. All right. Okay, let's say there's another third portion. If there's a third portion, and the third portion now says, where is it now? Yes. Third portion says, with barium chloride. With barium chloride. So if you have it with barium chloride, what are you going to observe? You are going to observe white precipitate formed. And any salt with white precipitate, with barium chloride that form white precipitate could give any of this. Any of this. So you write all of them and say present. So they will now ask you to add dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid, dilute HCl in excess. And when you do that, you will now discover that the precipitate will remain insoluble in dilute HCl, and that confirms only SO4. So that's how you distinguish SO4 2 minus from all of this. So you write SO4 2 minus present. I'm sure these are the things that will come out. Nothing more. It could be less depending on either of the salts. Either it is pentahydrate or without hydration. And of course, when you finish, always remember to write at the end, because this will give extra mark, to say sample is all that you have observed here. We have seen copper 2 plus, we have seen SO4. So definitely sample is SO4 2 plus SO4. Yes. So that's what we do here at the Dawn's Consult. We prepare you for your exams and give you the best. So study this very well, digest it, and be ready for your exams. We are here to pilot you to excellence. That's what we do at the Dawn's Consult. Stay tuned. and of course press that notification button, so that when the next video comes that will be for titration, of course you know that prediction is always accurate, and that will give you high shoulders for you to enter into your exams prepared. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to the Dawns